I invite Dr. Siddik Rabiyath, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, University of Kerala. His title of presentation is Equipping Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises as the Centripetal of Knowledge Economy, Possibilities and Challenges. So please stick to the time, and at the end you just highlight the implications of your work for the further development of Kerala, especially future Kerala. Thank you.
Good morning. First of all, let me thank the organizer for giving this opportunity, especially AKG Study and Research Center, and organizing a wonderful session. So what I am going to speak today is equipping MSME as a centripetal of knowledge economy, possibilities and challenges. So my concern is, in fact, placing education as the center of knowledge economy invites basically anxieties such as what kind of focus we give on education to advance the economy into the next level, as well as how that make the economy competitive to realize the challenges in such a drive. These are the two questions which in fact I'm going to talk, and these questions in fact resonated yesterday by the speech of our Chief Minister as well as Finance Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, as well as Thomas Isaac rightly pointed this. So therefore what I would like to place here is equally a reaction to anyone who wish in fact wish to delve into this realm of knowledge economy. So in my mind, the question arises not only due to the anxiety of opportunity, but also in the journey of dreaming or marching towards a new Kerala. So that is the idea, and hence our vision need to be afresh. That is the proposition which we need to basically have. And the background in which I would like to talk is actually when the global services market of Kerala is facing a setback because of the inward-looking policies of many countries, and the recent example, which is in turn displaces the labor force from abroad. That is in fact poses challenges and also the absorption of the domestic agricultural services is basically a reality that is also making a challenge. But I don't think that it is impossible, but still it is a challenge. However, the skill as well as the knowledge of this workforce may be used as an entrepreneurial category, which in fact lacks Kerala considerably at this point. And in order to have an effective utilization of this, the gateway of attracting them into the industry, especially MSME, are a high possibility. So that is the possibility where we have to basically look into. And the MSME Facilitation Act of 2019, which was passed in December 7, 2019, perhaps open a new avenue in this regard. So, but it is just the act is yet to in fact mold. So, according to the looking ahead seminar which was conducted last year by the Planning Board, in that Elangovan, the Principal Secretary, in fact reported that there are 7,000 enterprises taken advantage of this facility of 2019 Act. In his view, around 47% of the total MSME are started during this current government, which is indeed open a new possibility of enterprises in Kerala. So this is also a possibility in that sense. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, the growth in fact rationalizes the possibility where we have seen many new enterprises coming up, and the entrepreneurial part is a good sign providing the potential of the sector. So what is the prospect of the sector? And to understand the potential, let's look into the overall performance of MSME. So out of the NSSO in 73rd round data, which was compiled and incorporated non-agricultural enterprises as the following composition, especially when you talk about the MSME, which is you have a manufacturing services MSME. So out of that you have micro, small and medium enterprises. In that manufacturing, 99.66 5% of total micro enterprises are under manufacturing. Again, that the small is only 0.3341% and medium is 0.0004%. So total 100%, which is comprises 31% of the total MSME sector. So that is the manufacturing MSMEs, whereas services MSMEs constitute 68.41%, where the composition of micro is 99.37% and the rest is by the small as well as the medium. So the service-based MSME has a high potential in the country, and therefore in Kerala it is particularly having a high possibility. However, the exploitation of the possibility of extending the manufacturing realm is a crucial point which I would like to advance. So, unless we do a concerted effort in this regard, the prospect of Kerala getting the bus of manufacturing remains a mirage. So that is the whole argument which I would like to advance. And in the observation of Rawath, that the contribution of MSMEs to our economy is the following. That is, in GVA terms it is 29%, GDP terms 31%, export terms 45%, and number of workers 55.8 million people were working in this. And again, national industrial output, it is comprises about 45% in the national level, and industrial employment, it is around 70% of the total industry, and employment generation is around 125 million. So the sectors is having so high potential in that sense, after agriculture in fact. So what are the challenges which we do have in the sector? Though we have policies of the national and state level, the following issues are pertinent in this MSME and growth of MSME. We don't have actually a very strong MSME base. That is why this presentation makes its own sense. So the credit availability is being actually treated post as one of the foremost problem, especially when a fall in credit availability can be seen everywhere in that. Especially in non-food crop and industry, the credit growth was been falling. That is from 2010-11, 20 out of the total availability, 20.65 was the availability out of the composition, which has fallen to 6.72%. Why 2010? Because we do have a national policy on MSME from 2010, but there is no concerted effort from the part of this government, though we say that we need to have. So where comes this importance of interfering MSME and making our own policy of MSME? Second one is the problem of in skilling, okay, especially in the manufacturing sector, making availability of skilled labor force in that sense. So though the skilling policy was the fundamental concept of the policies of MSME, concerted effort are missing in national level as well as state level. So why? Because even we having 12 minutes, SME is nothing happening. That is, you have actually 12 key points. That is, you immediately get loans. Everything is on paper, but nothing is happening because there is no effort which was from the part of the government, other than just making. All these efforts are meaningless because there is no particular intervention from the part of the government. Especially the third one is actually the challenges of technology and international competition, especially in the light of artificial intelligence, robotics and nanotechnology, which is actually makes manufacturing a new system. In that context, what is actually our prospect? So this is what is, especially this is based on the report of the PM Task Force on MSME 2010, and where they posted this as the challenge, but I see that that is actually not the challenge but the opportunity. So we can ensure that the credit through different banks, especially the Kerala Bank, or we can explore the possibility through the cooperative banks, etc., to make availability credit, and a high cost of credit can be actually sorted out because there is no required capital. But if you have a kind of Kudumbashree where the credit availability for them is very cheaper because of the concerted effort. Again, I'll conclude. The collateral requirements again is a problem. And here this can be also been basically sorted out by the very principle of collective credit availability. So if it is collective and cooperative type, the issue of collateral requirement hardly matters in that sense. Again, the Chinese case which we can actually get ourselves inspired, that is the Cultural Revolution, which made your backyard as an industrial hub. So this is what is actually the idea. Having a superb infrastructure such as water, power, road, etc., we can be a leader in this regard. So low tech is required, so can be cost effective, especially if we skill people to manufacture future products such as solar battery components, etc., as an example which we can in fact think of. And a relatively educated and heavily technological access, the issue of skilling them basically requires a concerted effort from the part of them. So the effort of the government is very, especially when you speak that we are here for to make our youth to skill. At the same time, you can also have an organized labor force which you can equip, as well as you can basically look for to have a new Kerala. That would be the future. That is what I feel, that having an organized labor force and same flair of enterprising Kudumbashree can be skilled, and perhaps Kerala can be dream as a manufacturing hub. With this, let me conclude. Thank you. Thank you so much.